Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's video is the full moon reading video that I put out at each full moon. This one is for the full moon happening on January 21st. It's a full moon in Leo, also called the full wolf moon. This month it's a super moon, blood moon, and in addition to all that, there's a total lunar eclipse happening. So lots of very exciting energy surrounding this month's particular full moon. For the spread, I'm using the Celestial Tarot deck by Kay Stevenson and Brian Clark. I have already laid the spread and get into it in 1 second. Just keep in mind these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. The only way to get a truly personalized reading would be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested, all of the info can be found in the description box below this video. Also, if you're interested in getting into the giveaway, at each full moon, I put out the full moon spread video and also a giveaway video. So if you're interested in winning a private reading with me, take a look at the other video. You'll find all the info about how to get into that drawing. All right, so let's jump into the reading. So I'll go through and I'll, explain the different positions as well as, obviously the meanings for each card. And then this particular deck, the Celestial Tarot deck, it does have additional information. It is a slightly different deck, so I'll give you that as well. So we start off with the first position. This is what we're releasing at the time of this full moon. Okay, and we have here, and this is Major Arcana, number 8. Strength, and it's associated with the sign of Leo. And it's interesting because this full moon is the full moon in Leo. So we have strength is what we're releasing. And, the strength card, first of all, it is a major arcana. And we do have, let me see, we have 3 major arcanas in our spread. We have 2 aces. So it's a very interesting, quite powerful spread here actually. But beginning with the strength, so we're releasing, this willpower or this need to kind of find that inner strength in order to handle a situation, in order to face, a particular situation, whether this is a relationship, career related, because that's what the strength card speaks of. We can see here we do have, there's the woman, she's tamed the lion representing Leo. And so it's all about having that inner courage, that inner strength, that inner determination, in order to handle, to face challenges that we do often face, as we kind of make our way through life. So with this being in the releasing position, it's almost, I feel as though there's a lightening of a load. And that I get that also with the card that comes in immediately after it in the retaining position, because we have retaining the 6 of Swords. And this is one of the 2 transition cards in the tarot, the 8 of Cups, 6 of Swords. Both of these cards speak of, movement, moving on, and it implies, a leaving behind a difficult situation, heading into a calmer, heading into a sort of a better situation for ourselves. And so we're holding on to that. So I do get that there's a releasing. So maybe you have faced, difficult times, faced quite a few challenges, but it's like now there's this easy sailing, that's what you have kind of as you're holding on to this, right? So you're moving into these calmer waters. And the 6 of Swords, since it is swords energy, is air energy, it has to do with our thoughts, it has to do with it's the suit of the mind. So it's where we come up with our ideas. It's also how we communicate those ideas to other people. And it can be, like I said, a transition card. This can be mentally transitioning, so mentally moving on from a situation, but it can also be physically moving on. So there can actually be, physical movement, actually moving away. And we do have another movement card coming in immediately after it, right? And what we're receiving, we have Major Arcana, Major Arcana number 7, the Chariot. And the Chariot is associated with the sign of Cancer. So as far as, signs kind of in this first section, we have Leo, we have Cancer, and the Chariot is all about movement, and it is forward momentum, but it's usually after, a struggle, after a difficult time. So, with the first three cards here, the main message is really releasing. So, you've made it through a difficult time. You're heading into calmer waters, and then there could actually be, actual movement here. With the Six of Swords and the Chariot. The Chariot can be movement across land, moving state, moving to, a different part of the country where you live. The Six of Swords, obviously, in this particular deck, it's depicted quite differently with the swan. But usually there's a woman, and she's in a rowboat, and she's being rowed away, in a boat, sort of from leaving behind choppy waters, heading into calmer waters. So there could be travel overseas, travel to a distant place, a place that's quite far from where you're currently living. And there's an easing of mental tension with this card. So you're again leaving behind conflict. You've had you've had the inner strength and determination in the past, right? You have dealt with this. You've probably dealt with quite a lot of challenges. You've had the inner courage with which to do so, but it's like you don't need to do that anymore. It's like drop the swords, get into this, into the boat and move on. So there's movement here with the Chariot and the Six of Swords. And again, this, the Chariot is about like looking ahead, the possibilities coming up on the horizon for you. So it is, forward movement, forward momentum. Now, surrounding you at this time, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So earth energy, right? And this is great energy to have surrounding you. The Ten of Pentacles, oftentimes it's referred to as the, it's the generational, it's the inheritance card, because, in order to have as much wealth as we see here on the card, it doesn't happen overnight. So there's usually, there's a sort of handing down. This can be, well, since it's earth energy, it doesn't necessarily have to be finances. I was going to say it's, this material wealth handed down, but it's resources. So it doesn't have to be, right? It can be handing down of knowledge or education. And I think it's interesting because in this particular deck, there is a focus on, it's a slightly different focus, right? And I'm not sure if you can make out the figure, but there's a child, there's like a little baby, right? And you see there's this sprout coming up out of the ground. It's like sprouting up here. And it's called, in this particular deck, it's called Embodying Life on Earth. And so it asks us to kind of reconnect with our ancestors, reconnect with like the ancestral memories that we ultimately inherit, right, when we come into this life. And so there is this inheritance element to this card in this deck, but it's more to do with, family and connecting with the past and memories, whether this is, ancestral, racial, just family, like all of those memories kind of tied up, that are ultimately handed down to us. So it's interesting the different take on this card, because usually it's a card that speaks of, great wealth and abundance, financial security. Tens in the Tarot, their endings, their culminations. And with this being earth energy, it does usually have to do with our finances. It's material, the tangible things here in the material realm. So it's the work that we do, it's the money that we earn, our resources, and resources can be time, can be knowledge, education, right? So lots of things sort of involved, or the Pentacles encompasses. But this particular deck puts more emphasis on, the family and this familial environment, and also about laying the seeds for the future, right? Because if we think of the Ten of Pentacles being, the culmination, it's like the ultimate in financial abundance, tens are endings of cycles, right? So there's a cycle. What's surrounding you is this one cycle coming to an end, right? And then this brand new cycle, it's trying to emerge. It's coming up here. And this, ultimately after the 10, it goes back to the Ace of Pentacles. So there could be, a brand new opportunity waiting. And I haven't shown you them yet, but we have 2 aces here in your spread. So, there could be a brand new opportunity that's just starting to, sort of around you. It's just starting to show itself, right? It's ready to it's there. It's almost ready to come up to the surface. So there's a lot of potential surrounding you at this time. Now, in the position of what you might be giving to others, you have the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands is a card of celebration. It's a card of also of home and family, right? The Suit of Wands deals with the day-to-day matters in life. So it can have to do with, again, the work that we do, but also like business ventures. It can be creative ventures, creativity, creative endeavors. And then it's our own ambition and drive and determination for those things that we do, right? And 4s in the tarot, it's stable energy. Think of the Emperor in the Major Arcana. It's very stable, very solid. And the 4 of Wands, it can be the sort of the happy home and family card. So there might be an emphasis what you're giving. You might be giving more within the home around the time of this full moon. There might be an extra focus on the home. It can also speak of a home move. So there might be, going back to the move here, there might be a move to a new home. There could just be in general, a focus on the family and the home. It can oftentimes be as well. I know we don't have really any other cards here speaking of, relationship sort of issues, but it can be the 1111, so the twin flame card. It can also represent marriage. So putting that out there as well, and we do see the 1111 there, the 4 swords. But, more than, I would say, just going over or kind of looking at the rest of the cards in our spread, the 4 of Wands here, it is about, it's about celebrating something. So there could be a celebration coming in related to your career, your finances, your home. But it's, this is what you're giving to others. So, maybe this new opportunity or this move, it's something that those in your family, those around you have been wanting for a while, and maybe you receive this new job opportunity. Maybe, you are able to move, and that's kind of what everybody has always wanted in your family. So it's, there's celebration with this 4 of Wands. Sometimes, so you're giving the news possibly, or celebrating this accomplishment with others in your family. And so it's about, it does signify some type of victory. So, having achieved, even if it's a short-term goal, but there's a celebration here with this 4 of Wands. Now, in the position of what might be beginning soon for you, you have Major Arcana number 17, the Star. And the Star, it is a Major Arcana associated with the sign of Aquarius. And it's a very beautiful energy. The Star is wish fulfillment. The Star can also be a card of healing. It's very... it's a very positive, a very uplifting energy, the Star. And so if there's something that you have been waiting to hear about, the Star is sort of wish fulfillment. Your wishes are coming true. If it has to do with a move, if it has to do with a home move, if it has to do with this new job opportunity, that it's like your wishes are being fulfilled here. And it also comes after, it's not enough for us to just say, oh, I want a new job, I want a new house, and then just kind of forget about it. It's like we have to have keep the faith and have the faith, trust in the universe and trust in the fact that these things will work out for us. So it's also a card of great belief, of great faith, of keeping the faith. There's also renewal, like I was saying, healing. There is renewal, healing that goes along with this card as well. Great prospects, very bright prospects, can be inspiration. Thinking about, next steps or the future. It's very, it's kind of heralding or bringing in this brand new, very optimistic, very exciting phase. Now, the overall lesson, what we are learning, the main lesson for this period, we have the Ace of Swords. And from the bottom of the deck, the sort of the underlying energy for the full moon, we have the Ace of Wands. So 2 aces here. Aces are blessings from the universe. Aces are brand new beginnings. Aces are new opportunities. They're yes cards. So again, if there is something that you've been waiting for an answer on, with the 2 aces here, it's like a double whammy. There's yeses surrounding that, with it being Wands and Swords. Wands could definitely have to do with a new job offer. The Ace of Swords, again, mental energy. Typically, when the Ace of Swords shows up, yes, it can be, it can be this brand new beginning, this new start, this new cycle, but it can also have to do with a way of thinking, right? Again, swords, suit of the mind. So this could be, having a brand new outlook, having this new perspective on something. Clarity. Sometimes when the Ace of Swords shows up, if there has been confusion, it comes in to sort of provide, that understanding, the clarity needed. It can also have to do if you've been, again, if you've been trying to come up with an answer, it's like this comes in to really to offer you new strategies, to offer you, this new way of thinking about it, whatever it is, the situation, considering this new job, if it has to do with this new home, has to do with the move. It's like you're getting this clarity. That's the lesson coming in. Clarity of mind, beautiful. And then with the foundation, this Ace of Wands, this could be a brand new opportunity, whether this is a business venture, a new job offer. And it's very exciting, right? It's very exciting energy, with it being fire energy. It is this sort of, you're raring to go. You're very excited about whatever this new opportunity is. And it's you just kind of taking off and going after it in a very excited way, right? It's very, this could have to do with creativity. Maybe this new opportunity sort of ties, the way that you have been making money with this new way to make money, this new creative outlet or endeavor. But it is, it's a new journey, new beginnings, even a new direction for you. With the other cards, you might be heading in a completely new direction. However you look at the spread, it is extremely positive, extremely uplifting. I would definitely encourage you, if you weren't planning on doing it, to try to get outside to take a look at the eclipse that's going to be happening. Here in the U.S., I think especially on the East Coast, it's going to be, I want to say, around 11:30 to 12:30, midnight, from Sunday into Monday. Try to find when it's going to be, wherever you live, and I would definitely encourage you to get outside. I think it's going to be very powerful, and I think that the energy, is going to definitely, it's, the energy surrounding us at the time of this full moon is going to open up new pathways and new opportunities that could really be, life-changing for many of us. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again. And just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful full moon. Bye for now.